Okay, we'll start.
Yeah.
People are still joining. Okay, Murtaza has joined?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Both
I've
of you
joined.
are there. Okay. Okay, so let's start. Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to everyone. You all know OCI has special interest groups in optometry specialties like clinical optometry, binocular vision, low vision, and the dispensing optometry. So you can join them free on the Facebook, and you can keep yourself updated with those. So we conduct monthly webinars for these groups with different topics. And as you all know that, somehow dispensing optometry gets a less importance because, many of us are all into clinicals. But dispensing optometry is equally important because it helps ensure the patients receive the best care for their eyes. So at some point, every optometrist dreams about opening their own private practice. And we have seen till now, majority of the private practices are equipped with their own optical store as well. There are very few, who run practice without any optical setup. So in such situations, it's very important to understand the basic concepts of the dispensing along with the, marketing strategies. So today's talk is all about that. And I would like to welcome Ms. Neha Chaurasia to give this talk on conventional versus modern marketing practices for optical shops, adapting strategies for growth and customer engagement. So Neha has done her Masters of Optometry, and also she has done PhD from UKZ in South Africa. She has done her clinical fellowship from LVPI. She has got over 10 years of experience in academics and training. She was the ex-regional training manager for Lenskart and Ben Franklin, and she was also a faculty at the Lotus College of Optometry, Mumbai. Currently, she is an advisor and consultant at the opticonsultme.com. So welcome, Neha, and over to you. And I would like to request you, I'm sure many of them would like to know what OptiConsult.me is. So after
Yeah.
you can definitely introduce it. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ashita, for the warm welcome, I would say. Thank you. Very good evening to everybody. And I would want to thank everyone who all have joined for today's session, where we are going to dive into a topic which is much spoken about and it's part of our daily living, I would say. So whether we believe it or we don't, it is part of our daily lifestyle, and it all constantly shaping our decision, which is conventional marketing versus the modern marketing. So which weighs higher? Correct. From the traditional e-flyers to the physical flyers to the TV ads. Now, the Instagram feeds what we get, the personalized ads we get on the social media. Marketing is constantly evolving and it is everywhere. So, me, along with my co speaker, Mr. Murtaza Ibrahim, we are going to have a interactive session. So, we are going to show you slides and you can take the pointers. But today's session is going to be a little different, where we are going to talk on marketing in a different style. So, let us understand it, the big debate of conventional marketing versus the modern marketing practices, which is better. So, before dwelling into the heart of the discussion, I would want to ask audience a question. So if the audience are there interacting here, and we would want you to answer on the chat box. Uh, how many of you have recently made a purchase through a social media ad? You can put your answers on the chat box as yes or no. Okay. So we're getting a good response. So many of you are saying yes. We would want more people to respond. Okay. Some of you more. Like we have almost 39 participants. So we have got a few responses, but we will need more responses for this. Okay. So then now my next question to all of you is, how many of you have made a purchase through traditional method of marketing, like from an ad on a newspaper or from TV commercial or a billboard ad? So how many of you have made a purchase through a traditional mode of marketing, well, like what you've seen on the ads and newspaper ads and magazines cover and all that? So we are getting some responses here. Never. Okay. Not recently. Arifa says not recently. Okay. Swara, no. I don't. Okay. Sometimes. So here, so when I asked you all that how many of us have made a recent purchase through a social media personalized ad or online platform, many of us have said yes. But when I spoke on the conventional mode of marketing, which is like the newspaper ad or a TV commercial, so most of us are saying no. But there are people who say sometimes, not recently, but yes, they've done a purchase earlier through a TV commercial or a newspaper ad, right? So it's a debate, correct? Which weighs higher? So here it is a clear cut that social media or online purchase is higher than the conventional mode of purchase. But why so? Is there's an agreement or disagreement? So let us understand deeper into it. So which is the best marketing system, whether it is conventional or whether it is the modern marketing or digital marketing era? So we have with us my co-speaker, Mr. Murtaza Ibrahim. I would want to um, ask him a very important and a question where he has actually seen the both sides of the coin with the 2 decades of experience in optometry, retail, and training, along with being an advisor at Opti Consult ME, which we are going to speak a little later. I would want to know from you, Murtaza, having seen both sides of the coin, uh, the conventional marketing evolved through the years and the recent digital era of marketing. So, can you put some light on what is conventional marketing and how it is relevant still today? So, over to you, Murtaza.
Hi, thanks, Neha. Thanks, OCI, for this opportunity. It's a privilege to present on this platform. Um, See, marketing, again, as you said, as you rightly started with the question on understanding from people who are attending this session, how many are making purchase based on conventional and how many are making based on the social. The first thing that we should understand is conventional marketing has been the baseline or the foundation for any marketing activity, and it has evolved over a period of time. So when we talk about conventional marketing, there are many steps to it. One is if I have to even just to raise a question, like people who are on the call, if you are owning your own clinic or if you are having your own optical outlet, or if you have to just recall and tell me in one word, how would you market yourself? How would you market yourself? If you can just give me a one word answer to this, and this will clearly help us understand what way we are thinking. Okay, so if you can just gather some response for me, Neha, on my behalf,
Yeah.
how would they market the people on the call? How would you market your clinic or your optical shop or yourself? What would you do? So I just got one response. I'm reading from Chakri. She says, he or she says, I'm not sure, sorry for that. But Instagram, okay, Google Ads, Instagram, okay.
Instagram and Google Ads. Yeah.
Can we think of any other marketing that we are doing for ourselves or for our movie theater? Okay. Google Ads and Meta. We are talking about all these. I understand getting feedback via Google Maps. Okay. Fair enough. Local TV channel. Okay. So Arun here, local TV channel definitely is the way to go about to reach mass audience, but we will discuss a little more. I'll just take one or two response more, and then we'll delve into the topic. So ideally, like, when we get into the conventional marketing practices, if I were just like, list down, okay, finally I got one, which is newspaper are very less nowadays. Correct. So your newspaper ad, right? Your newspaper ad is something which you can relate to the conventional way. Uh, Getting a leaflet or a pamphlet printed and marketing is one way. But moreover, I'll say, like, majority of us on the call here, we depend on a very universal conventional technique, which is word of mouth. Okay. And what is this word of mouth? You actually try to give the best service to your consumers, and you inline feel that they'll just go and they will talk about your services to the other consumers who are seeking a similar kind of service. Okay, so word of mouth happens to be the a very first I would say a block in the conventional marketing. So imagine like any one of us starting say even not just a small optical store, but like any optical retail chain. The first thing that they would ensure is like they give best of the customer service. They try to give best of the patient experience, and they expect that these people will go back out in the world and talk good about your products and services. So word of mouth is the conventional way. Apart from this, you have the next one, which I would say is like you have print advertisement. When I was asking how do you market yourself, I got one response, which is newspaper. But if I have to ask the crowd again, is it easy for everyone to actually access print ad? The answer would be no, for the cost reason. But the benefit is awareness. You can create a humongous awareness. The only challenge here is you are actually going to spread awareness, but people will not recall or retain your brand as such when you are doing it on a mass level. So print advertisement, the cost is one which will actually play a major role. But yes, in terms of awareness, this is one of the medium which really works well. Now, apart from print advertisement, if you want to think of the next thing, which is again in the conventional segment, I would say you have some sometimes like people will actually work on in-store promotions. They will actually take benefit of the merchandise within the stores. They will talk about discounts, offers, and sale that is available in the store. So all these are the conventional way of marketing yourself, which I would say is still pertinent in the existing world, wherein the digitization has actually taken over. But people still resort to these methods, and they select based on what they want to actually highlight. So this becomes a conventional way of doing marketing. Maybe if Neha, you can just move on to the next slide.
Yes.
I would want to just take participants to the so I was talking about in-store promotion. So you
Hmm.
use your store merchandise, you try to talk about the different promotions. You can also think of utilizing the front facade of your store to actually convey about your discounts and promotion to people who are actually doing a window shopping. So this is one way of again marketing your thing, but this is very close to your proximity where your store is. So generally, in-store promotion works well for I would say if your presence is in the mall. But otherwise, only when the customer is inside, your in-store promotion would actually have an impact. The
Hmm.
next one would be your discount flyers and coupon. This is something which usually all the local players generally resort to. Getting a discounted flyer or sharing a voucher or a coupon with some value through a newspaper or through just people just putting it across or doing this handover outside the prayer place, your church, mosque, temples. So these are something which we usually resort to. It is cost effective, but again, you cannot really uh, understand what was the overall impact. You can just think about it. Yes, it works, but you cannot actually gauge the overall impact. And then obviously what we do as a next part of our conventional marketing is your cold calling. Now, when I say cold calling, basically this is our existing customer base. So whatever we have developed over a period of year, we actually call them, we try to give them more offers, we try to talk about the new services that we have. But in the process, what happens is maybe your customer is available first up, patient is available first up, but sometimes you have to call repeatedly, and this repeated calling kind of irks them, and this leads to frustration. So,
Hmm.
so conventional marketing, like what we have discussed so far, are different methods which are there. I would not say all these are now irrelevant. They are relevant, but each one of this within themselves is not independent enough to actually be a main marketing line for any outlet. It can be just a clinic, it can be optical, or it can be retail chain, a national level retail chain. So basically, conventional marketing has some limitation, and that's about my take on conventional marketing. Yeah.
So, Murtaza, when we are talking about the cold calling, where we speak about personalized calling to the customers, right? So it is giving a personal touch, but where it is lacking, like you said that it has limitation, but what is the limitation looking like, and why, what can be done further to improvise on our conventional marketing techniques, and overall get into our profitable sales, or marketing, what we are talking about, that how do we link to our profit here, or sales, what we talk about in our stores?
So, see, I would say conventional marketing, the limitation, basically, the first limitation would be it is one day process. I get something done, I evaluate, I want to just talk about some promotion, or I want to talk about, say, like let's leave all the commercial aspect. Let's talk clinics here. Okay, like I'm an
Hmm.
optometrist. I have taken say an axial length measurement device because I want to really beef up my myopia control practice.
Yeah.
So what I do is, okay, because I have taken a device, I will try to put up an ad, or maybe I work on a conventional ways of different aspect, and I'll try to create something, and then I'll go public. Now, the challenge here is, this is one way, because I have had something, I'm trying to promote that in the market, but I'm really not, I really don't have visibility as to whether the market needs that or not. Because this is one way. I'm really not having any interaction with the consumer. I'm really
Hmm.
not asking their feedback. Before making any changes within my practice, I'm really not going there. Or say, for example, if I speak from a commercial term,
Hmm.
maybe we announce a discount, okay, and these discounts are actually may impact, but the discount comes in from the thought process of how my sale was previously, and can I
Hmm.
actually add some 10%, 15%, buy one get one, all this, and all this gets into the print ad again, and we may not be able to in a position to understand if we have hit a right target. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then, say, for example, if these pamphlets are going to be within newspaper, then the cost for this particular activity is going to be limited. But if you are going to go all out, you will see national chains doing this. Definitely, they have budgeting, and the way they actually market is completely different. But if you have to just get a slot in the newspaper, then it becomes a very costly affair. And you don't have a control over, how many people are going to see it, whether it is going to be for that particular services. So it becomes very costly affair. And
So,
finally, like say, for example, even if this print or the way, the conventional method works, it's very hard to generally understand what was the revenue that you generated from the whole activity.
Okay.
So you're spending some time, you are actually doing some activity, and you are not clear whether you got your patient or customer because of that activity. Now, if you want to track, you will have to have a additional form in your MRT records where you ask how did you come to know about us, and then sometimes customer will say random answer. Sometimes they'll say no, I just walk in. They will say like I saw newspaper ad, I saw TV ad. So it's all random responses because of which you'll not be able to really track and understand if the activity that you did or the marketing concept or expenditure that you have done on the marketing really had an impact on the overall revenue. Okay, so that is really difficult when it comes to conventional technique, and that is why you will now we are seeing a trend slowly moving towards a more modern technology, more modern practices, which is just moving away from the conventional method and leveraging more on the digital method.
Yeah. So what I understood from this is that the data visibility or accessibility is limited. Overall, what we actually invest and what we get as return is not measurable in the conventional
Exactly.
technique. Correct. So
Correct.
so now going towards the modern marketing practices, what do you think? What has changed from from the conventional era to the modern practices, and how do we go about going modernized here?
So ideally, what I've done in this presentation is also to just give heads up in terms of how one can plan. Basically, for all the people attending on this call, first thing is you have to really work on your goals. Now, when I say you have to work on your goals will like give you a direction as to what support you need from the outside world. Like if you really want to promote a particular campaign, or if you want to create awareness on myopia, or if you want to just send out details about the new collection that you're launching, you will have to keep that as a center of your goal, and you have to start devising your marketing around it. Though it is similar to your conventional way, but here keep the end goal in your mind. Okay. Now, the only thing is the modern marketing, when I would say uh, your conventional marketing is more specific to promoting a particular activity or promoting a particular service or talking about overall promotion. But when we talk about digital marketing, it not just promote the product and services, but it also kind of sells your vision. It also kind of relate people with the vision that you have. It also try to understand what consumers care about, and then it helps you to tweak your content, go backwards, tweak your content, and then launch campaigns which you can actually track. So the
Okay.
first one which I would like to say is you can uh, talk about creating a website. So first thing is you should have a digital presence. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
earlier, website, creating website and converting your website into a selling platform was a concept. But now, any individual who is in the market doing some business, they should be having their website. Now, when I say website, basically the website should actually either talk about the key elements, key services that you are offering. And first thing here is you will see a word called SEO. SEO generally is a search engine optimization. Basically, search engine optimization is for you to make sure what kind of words general public or a layman are actually searching. So if you want to talk about a refractive error on your website, the refractive error may not really be a search engine optimized word. You will have to look for an alternative. So when you actually search on a Google search, some terms are will give you a result about 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 50 lakh. So you have to go with those words in your website, and this will actually start getting traffic to your website, and you will be able to pass on more information, more awareness about your brand to your consumers. So digital
Correct.
presence is quite important.
So here I would want to add that when Murtaza is talking about website and SEO present, so basically the search engine optimization occurs when you enhance your website. So there can be instances that you already have a website, but you're not getting a lot of traffic there. A lot of people are not coming back to you, or your sales are not getting improvised even after you have a website or online presence. It's there, but you are not getting that traffic there. That will be because your SEO is not strong. Stronger, here you need to actually optimize your website looking for as per your product. So if suppose you're selling frames, so if you're selling acetate, or you're selling metal brand, or sunglasses, so if you're selling particular brand product or your own brand, you need to check on the Google, which is the search engine, that which is the words regularly used by people who are searching it, and then optimizing it on your own website. So making, like Murtaza already added, that content development is very important. So personalized content as per your customer is very important. So here you can optimize your website and get your traffic there, and get the consumers on your website so that you can have good conversion. So digitalization of your clinic or your store or your chain of stores is very important. Right, Murtaza?
Yes, I completely second that because, you cannot restrict yourself to. First thing is definitely not conventional, but when you come to a website as well, it cannot have all the jargons, medical jargons, or it cannot be in a language that what a professional would actually search for. It should be in a simple layman language. It should be optimized in a way where people can access more, and that is where you will get benefited out of this. Now, creating a website definitely, is not that costly. Any independent practitioner can actually afford to have a website. But to go about with SEO will make it more meaningful for them. The next one in the line would be I would say the social media platforms.
Yeah.
Basically, when I say social media platforms, you have different platforms for different requirement. I want to stress upon say for example, Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook generally is for the generalized, the way corporate trade these platforms. I'll just give you some heads up on this. Facebook is used for a generalized message. Okay, it is not product specific ad. Like say for example, you have X brand trying to talk about something on Facebook. They will only talk about overall concept because there is a wider audience there. Okay. Now, the similar X brand, if they have to do something on Instagram, they will actually be more product specific because if they want to promote a particular fashion, style, collection, they would want to be on Instagram.
Yeah.
Similarly, the same X brand, if they want to just have a mobile friendly transaction, then they would develop something on the WhatsApp, which will be transactional, which can be in terms of updating about the product and services, all that.
Hmm. So,
Companies also resort on a platform like LinkedIn, which is
hmm,
majorly used for awareness. So here we talk about causes, we talk about what is the next step, we talk about what kind of superiority does our practice have. So all this actually is discussed on LinkedIn. So every platform has some benefit or other. Now there are also small video platforms like TikTok and there are many other, though I don't completely resort on all the platforms. But yes, TikTok short videos are also very famous in terms of imparting knowledge or creating awareness. So one has to be present, or maybe based on what offerings you have to select which platform you want to really capitalize on.
yeah,
Now, if you're a part of a corporate, then every platform is used. But if you are doing it independently for yourself, then you have to be very selective in terms of what is your offering and which platform will suit you the best.
okay. So
So that's
here,
about the social media.
Murtaza, I have got a question for you. That when we're talking on social media, always when we're promoting something or there is a marketing happening, like if you want to promote a product, so we do get this boost option. Like if you want to have your ads there, so what is this boost, and do we have to like invest in so much that the ads of on the social media, like the Facebook ads or the Instagram ad? So if you can put some light on that part, that how these ads do actually work, or we directly go all about and explore the media with our content or with images or the videos.
See, ideally, there are two ways of looking at the whole social media marketing. One is like, you try to invest and generate views for your platform.
Hmm.
And the other way is to generate the organic leads, right? Now, organic is like, something you create. Organic is something that you create and you don't really pay for,
Hmm.
listing it. Sorry. Neha, maybe if you can just
Okay,
continue.
yeah. So no problem. So basically, you're talking about the social media marketing. There are you can because we are emphasizing on this topic because it is widely used and it is like it is available for all the consumers. You have to be consumer specific. You can see if it is awareness creation for everybody. It is okay to cater to all the audiences. But if you're consumer specific, so invest. So investing in social media marketing will really boost up your overall business. So it could be bifurcated into categories like the image, the text, and the videos. Okay, in either of the platforms, it could be YouTube, it could be Instagram, it could be Facebook, it could be LinkedIn also. But so all these platforms basically what they help you in uh, is connecting to your consumers. So you know what consumers are you looking into. So your text and content should be that way. So if you want an image, your ad should focus on picturization and good pictures. And if you're talking about the text model, which is like content model, so your content should be good enough to catch the audience you want. And then coming to videos, you can make short videos, TikTok videos, Instagram short videos really work well. So YouTube short videos as well. So you can actually promote on different social media platforms. Very minimum investment is required, and it reaches faster. So if a few years back you would see, you would be doing your emails check and you would be answering all the emails. So many emails would used to come if I'm talking about 10 years down the line, 10 years before the period of social media and all those things. So we would actually open all the emails and read about it. But nowadays, so many emails get bombarded on our system. How many of us actually read those emails? We don't actually go. But yes, if we are interested in a particular video on Instagram or a Facebook or a YouTube, we definitely go and look for it for short videos. So that's how you attract your consumers, right? Let us go to the email marketing again. Murtuza, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you want
Okay.
us to? Yeah.
I would say like, yeah, again, like, just on the social media marketing, the one thing which I want to emphasize is the cost aspect. The cost is not that high. Even
Hmm.
if you want to just get a paid lead generation, what happens is these search engines will again have the keywords that will be picked up. And according to that, your customer will be diverted to your platform, or like, the ads will pop up. Your particular service ad will actually pop up to the customer who is actually looking for a particular service. So all this is integrated through a digital tracking, and this will actually also help us understand, like, how many leads were generated because of investing in a particular ad. So this gives a lot of sense in terms of whether you should be investing further, or you want to really, like, stop and just create awareness. But you have
Hmm.
to really know your goals as to why you are leveraging on a particular platform.
Yeah. It should
Coming to
be
the next one, which
consumer
I have,
specific.
sorry.
So I'm adding to it that it should be consumer specific for the social media, uh, right? If we are going
Correct.
deeper into the marketing
It's a
part or
more targeted kind of
targeting.
activity, and this will directly go reach your customer faster, right? And then you have this email marketing. I would say email marketing was like cold emailing is different. But this email marketing is like based on if customer actually gets engaged in your newsletter, if they actually sign up for your emails, then you can actually send them a good awareness about any services that you want to highlight, backed by some promotions and discounts. So that actually works well. So email marketing is something which you can always think about. So it can be a knowledge share email. It can be an email on, um, patient specific, like say it can be contact lens specific, it can be some therapy specific. And like I would take one of my example, there is one email which I receive every Sunday from Dr. Julie Steiner. She is a vision therapist in the US, and I signed up for her newsletter. So she sort of like, present one case every Sunday. I'm not registered as an optometrist there, but just as a person who wants to know about vision therapy. And this particular email gives a lot of sense in terms of what she's offering. And
Yeah.
at the end, she talks about like, if you're confused about your eye exercises or esotropia or this and that, crossed eye, difficult with driving, you can always like, book your free consultation, initial consultation. So, this kind of email generation, like what actually you established it with one of your patient, and how like what are the other services that you can offer, can also help you with generating a targeted leads.
Yes. So moving forward, so one thing which we actually are scared of is like getting reviews and feedbacks from people. So what about the online reviews, and how do you manage your overall customer feedbacks?
See, here we will have to see one thing. It is like the number of reviews definitely matters, and number of reviews for big corporates are going to be higher. But
Hmm.
as a decent, outlet, if you are independent, even if you are having 20, 25 reviews, which are good and talking about your services, it talks volume about the way you serve your customer. Okay. And these Google reviews and maybe like many a time, even bigger company resort to something called as NPS, Net Promoter Score. But
Yeah.
Net Promoter Score is something like, again, very cost is involved, but you can always resort to Google reviews. Now, all of us, like, even if I have to ask you this thing, if you have to go to a restaurant, generally what you do, like, you search for the direction. And then the next thing you do is you would actually go and review and see how many stars, other people have actually given to that restaurant. If you
Yes.
see 2 stars, 1 star, definitely you would think twice whether you really want to explore that option. Unless
Understood.
and until you are sure about, like, you have taken the services.
Hmm.
But if you are going to do it for the first time, and if you see a 4.5 star, this kind of endorses that, okay, you have to definitely try this case. So this review and the star rating on the Google is definitely a game changer, and it's very easy to list your practice there, and make sure that every time when you have a happy customer, immediately give them a QR code to actually leave their review on the Google, because this is going to be a game changer for any single practitioner, and they have
Yes.
to sort on this review and reputation management. At the same time, you should also ensure that if there's any negative review, you have to
Hmm.
make sure that the customer is happy and there is a loop, and you can always once you have closed with any troubleshooting or any conflict management with that customer, you should ensure that that customer is actually leaving you a good review, because this will also send message to your consumers that you take care of every single issue that happens, because all of us are human. Error might happen, but if you are taking and if you're showing the responsibility of correcting that error, and it is recorded in the form of review, it is going to talk volumes about how you take customer experience seriously.
Yes.
Okay?
So we like let's resort to the basic review system, which is the Google review for beginners, like to which doesn't involve the costing. But yes, if your business starts growing, you automatically invest in getting reviews like Muthu's already highlighted, the NPS part, the Net Promoter Scores. So let us talk about e-commerce integration.
This, I would say, this is an extension of your website. You have created your website. You have made sure that it is search engine optimized. Now it gives you a leverage to actually change that into an e-commerce platform. So you can actually list your products and services there, and you can actually connect this to, like, an experience for customer who can directly buy from online website. So this integration is important. So slowly, if you have website in place, then you can start listing your products. And then what happens is, it's not just your customer dependent on your physical store, but they can actually do some purchases from online as well. So giving them that flexibility, taking this to the next level also helps. So maybe, like, for one single outlet, it might not be beneficial because there will be some cost attached to it. But then if there's say 4 or 5 outlets, then still it makes sense because you have a good collection to display online. And you also have good reason for customer to actually, like, visit any one of your store and check out your new collection. So integrating e-commerce should be the next step when it comes to overall, marketing. Now, how e-commerce integration is going to help with marketing is going to actually list your services and product in more depth. You can actually add a lot of knowledge aspects, and your consumer can actually directly access all of these on those platforms.
So e-commerce basically integrating your products to e-commerce platforms like Amazon, Flipkart.
You can take it that way, which is, like, depending on the third party, or you can actually convert your existing website wherein you can list your product and you can start selling from there. So it makes you as an omni-channel. It is not just offline brick and mortar store, but you can also start doing some transaction online as well. This gives you your customer also an opportunity to come on the platform, ask some queries, or browse through your product and offerings.
Okay. So it actually caters to a larger customer, not only particularly concise to your area, but global customers also can connect and make a purchase, right?
Correct. Now, the overall benefit of the whole concept here is, like, your modern marketing basically is going to, it is not one way. Like, if you just recall the limitations that we were talking about conventional marketing, the modern marketing or digital marketing is like two-way. You can always have interaction with the customer. You get some responses. You are talking to customer. Sometimes, like, you can always have this surveys that you can pass on. And based on inputs that you get from customer, how they want to see, or based on inputs on how was your patient care, how was your aftercare services, all this, like, with a simple survey, you'll be able to manage and then tweak your whole campaign. Because, print is like a very tedious, time-consuming process. But when it comes to digital, you can always tweak your concepts, and then you are market ready immediately because you are able to integrate the feedback from the consumer, and then you're able to actually replicate that in your marketing activities. So that is one bigger benefit of transforming to the modern methods. The other thing that you can think of is like any social media marketing. Okay, you can think you will easily know what was the rate of click on your particular ad, how many likes, what were the kind of comments that you got, and based on this, you will know what was the engagement. So generally, all these social media platform works on engagement, and based on that, you get a lot of inputs from the consumer, and then the 4 items that is listed on success stories. Maybe just the previous slide. Here, there are 4 items that's listed. Like, first thing is you can have a tailored promotion, basically. So tailored promotion is like you are not just randomly going, I'll put up this promotion, that promotion. You are actually trying to bring in promotion which your consumer wants you to actually run because you are getting the feedbacks, right? You can actually plan the collection launches when you want to actually have new collection in your shop. You can talk about like, engagement, increase customer engagement because your customer is giving you responses. And definitely you can also use all these digital platform to create awareness. It can be like, going about creating awareness on how many people are impacted by refractive error, or maybe like, what kind of services you offer, what is myopia control and all this stuff. So all these can be tweaked in. Now imagine if you don't have these platforms and if you go with the conventional segment, if you have to bring in all these elements in one conventional AdWord, it becomes too much of information for customer to consume, and they get lost in the process. But if it is going to be like a digital segment, it can be leveraged on a timely interval. It doesn't look too much, and it becomes even a win-win situation for both consumer and you as a promoter to stick with this kind of a marketing activity. Yeah. See, I would say like, here I have just put a reason for transition, but I would say this can be into 4 or 5 elements. One is reach, like what kind of audience you want to reach. With the conventional way, you have a very localized approach. You don't have a reach to a wider audience. But with the modern digital platform, it's a global thing, right? Like anybody from anywhere in the world can actually access this. Talking about cost, your conventional is like, very high value. But your this thing, the modern techniques is like it is more cost effective. Okay. The third one is like, customer engagement. It's like passive. It's one way, as I said, like, that's quite limiting. But when it comes to the modern way, it is interactive. Your consumer are actually able to give you heads up about what your services are and whether it is making sense or not. Analytics tracking, it is hard when it comes to conventional way, but a modern way, you get a real-time analysis. Like, you have this Google Analytics, you have trackers, which can actually help you understand, what kind of benefit you're getting out of your marketing activity. Adaptability, it's like, as I said, like, the print is always going to be slow and limited, but your modern techniques are going to be fast and flexible. So you can actually tailor your content as per the requirement. So that's that I would say this can be one reason for you to really explore why digital marketing. But at the same time, both concepts are important. You cannot leave one for other. But based on the locality, based on value practice, based on people preference, you have to be very mindful and choose one which works for you best. So tracking wise, conventional way will be a problem. It will be difficult for you to track whether any particular activity was successful. But modern digital way, it will be easier for you to track. And this will also help you understand which will be the best way to, which will be the best method to actually take things forward. Yeah.
Yes, so thank you for the insights on and the agreement disagreement on modern marketing versus conventional marketing or conventional versus modern. But I think integrating both is important, understanding both is important. But yes, the world is going digital, so coming to, and learning new things and making changes in your marketing techniques is important to grow overall sales business and promotional activities pricing. So marketing is not alone related to your sales, but it is more of it, and it is a combination of activities like we have already listed down. So thank you, Murtuza, for the insights. We will take up the questions in the next 5 minutes. Before going forward, we would want to take you through our one of the new consultation optometry consultation platform, which is OptiConsult ME. Murtaza, I would want you to share some insights on OptiConsult ME for the audience.
Okay, we will definitely want to answer some questions, but we want to also take this opportunity to talk about OptiConsult. This is a platform that we have created together. There is a team of optometrists and definitely some backend team who are helping us leverage on the modern marketing techniques which I already spoke about. The idea behind OptiConsult is very simple. We want to really ensure that the knowledge sharing happens between all the segments, all the practice of optometric practices. And what we are trying to do here is we want to be a platform where an optometrist can actually come have one-on-one consultation, understand what can be done best for them. We are collaborating with some industry professionals who can actually help us with more insights And we are trying to come up with so many programs on OptiConsult, which will be I would, in one word, I would say it's a kind of upskilling platform wherein, optometrist or any eye care professional or even optician or anybody who is working for betterment of vision can actually come to this platform and they can connect with us. They can discover what they can do best, and then they can transform their whole practice. So this is what we actually are trying to build with OptiConsult. And there are a series of programs that we actually run, and I'll just hand over to Neha to just explain on the programs that we are going to do on
Yeah.
this OptiConsult platform.
So,
Yeah.
till date, it started last year, and we have been able to complete the first uh, champion trainer series. So this is one of its kind program where we train eye care professionals for the next level to become trainers. So we have completed we have successfully completed the first batch, and now the second batch is ongoing. Then we started with 25 free consultation, and then we ended up doing 50 plus consultations for all eye care professionals, where it was beginners, the freshers, the experienced people, the business owners, and the opticians and eye care professionals like ophthalmologists also took our consultations. Out of all these consultations, 30 of them got converted and got the achieved their goals which they set before the consultation. And whereas 20 are still in figuring out, and we are still in touch with them. So we do have a good conversion with our consultation where you get the personalized consultation as per your queries. Coming to the theme and vision of our the consultancy platform, which is training and consultancy, I would say. We connect with you, we understand your problem, we discover what needs to be done, and we transform you to the next level. So meet our team members. So we have good 5-member key team members. We have a bigger team. So we have optometrist. Yes, am I audible? Yeah. We have optometrist Murtaza Ibrahim, who is an advisor and a lead trainer. With myself, Neha Charasya, as an advisor and a trainer. We have Optom Afan Ansari, who is a consultant with us and a trainer. And we have Dr. Rizwana Hossein as an honorary advisor and a life coach with us. We also have Mr. Rahul Chaudhary, who has recently joined, had taken our training program and had become an upskilled himself and become the part of the team. He is also a consultant and trainer with us. Let us meet our ground team. Sorry. I'm just resharing the screen. Sorry for the technical glitch which happened just now.
I'm sorry, I had to just switch my place because of my laptop was on a final battery level.
No,
Yeah.
I've not
If there
shared
is
it.
any question from the
It got
audience?
okay. 1 second. So I'm just like everybody can see my screen. So this is a ground team which has 5 members. We have Optom Alphin, who is the content support team and the ground support team. Optom Mohammed Inayat. Then we have our innovative block supporter, Optom Nupur Shivare, and we have our tech team, Mr. Rishabh Jain and Karishma Jain. So this is the team. Thank you everybody for having us, and we would now open the forum to the audience to ask questions on today's presentation. Over to you, Harshada.
Yeah, thank you so much, Neha and Murtaza, for the lovely insights and tips. And so the participants, those who are using old marketing techniques, it's time to upgrade yourself. And they have explained it very well, the whole lot of modern techniques. So make a good use of them. We'll take questions quickly. I think there's one interesting question by Shivam. Is the marketing or the service that offers, it brings more business. So what are your views on those?
Sorry, can I just
Is
get the
the mar-
question again?
is it the marketing or the services we are offering, which brings the which one brings the more business? The
Okay.
services
So
or the
here, if I have to be like, very honest, it is the marketing that gets you business. So imagine, the question is like, if I'm going to see 10 patients a day, and these 10 patients are happy with me, all 10 are happy with me, they'll just go and talk about my service to maybe 100 more people, right? But when you leverage on marketing, it is directly like, you are talking about your service, throwing your service in bigger forum. So maybe like, access is 10x, 1,000 people, 2,000 people would actually know about it, and they would want to come to your store and explore. So, you cannot differentiate between word of mouth and a full-time marketing. Word of mouth, when you say servicing, your services, best services is also a part of marketing. It is not separate.
That's
So
right.
basically, your word of mouth will definitely have a very high conversion, but the way your brand reaches to the audience is very, very slow. But when you talk about other marketing techniques, the conversion will be very, very low. But the way you reach out to your brand, reach out to the audience is much high. It's 10x. Okay.
Mm.
Now, any marketing activity, if I have to just give you some heads up in terms of data, if the marketing activity is going to convert 2% of your customer, then it is a successful marketing campaign. But word of mouth is not like that. Like, word of mouth is the only marketing campaign where you have about 50% of conversion. That's like not comparable as a marketing activity, but it is just taken as one of the piece of marketing activity. So yes, if you want to look at the revenue aspect, you have to focus on a bigger marketing activity than just relying on the word of mouth services.
Okay, thank you for the answer. So that's the answer for you, Shivam. If you're looking to having a great business, then I think marketing is the best option. So we'll take the next question. Okay, the website, what you spoke about, should be an e-commerce platform or just to showcase your presence in the market? Which
Okay.
will be the best option here?
Good one. So basically, like, let's talk about our standing example. We are OptiConsult. Currently, like, our website is just awareness website. So basically, we want to just make people aware about what are the services that we offer on our website. We have not changed into a e-commerce platform, right? So when can we do it as an e-commerce platform? Is like, once our services are up there, once we find and once we feel that people who take consultation or people who actually visit our website for some knowledge gain are ready to pay for it. So we can then convert it into we can integrate that website into a paying website. Now, depending on your goal, you can decide whether you want to have an e-commerce platform or you want to have a website which can just actually spread the awareness. So it is completely on goals. And that is why even in my presentation, you would have seen that when I was shifting from a conventional to a digital method, goals were something which was, the main factor to determine what you will do with your digital version. But again, having said that, it is not, rigid. All your digital activities are flexible. So you can always turn around things. You can convert a e-commerce website into a awareness website, and awareness website can get converted into an e-commerce website in no time.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, there's another one. Is there any help for us to do the digitalization from your team or anyone? So you guys help with that to the practitioners? Yeah, that's what.
Ideally, yes. What we do is currently, if you ask me, we at OptiConsult, we can guide you as to how to leverage on the digital platform. Currently, we don't work with consultants who actually are full-time on OptiConsult, but we
Yeah.
can always give you contacts who can actually help closely with you to understand on which platform you want to really promote yourself. But for this, there will be some basic, RCA which needs to be done to understand which platform is going to be best suiting for your services or offers that you want to actually highlight.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, there's one interesting one again. Why is it important for an optometrist to understand the basics of marketing? When we started this, publicizing this event, a lot of questions came to us that, why do you want to talk about business, marketing, and everything? We are optometrists, we are into clinicals. But
Yeah.
we do a lot of other things also which needs marketing, like specialty contact lenses practices or any other vision therapy like that. So, what do you think? Why it is important for an optometrist to understand the basics of marketing?
Um, the answer may, I think the answer may actually shake the entire fraternity on the call. But, we have to introspect ourselves.
Mm.
Um, except for the private practitioner who are actually working or they are, as a businessman on their own, most of us are actually working for professionals who are not from optometry. So you will see, people in marketing, people in business, basically they are not from our background. They are from other business background, and we, despite having a good domain knowledge, we are not able to actually take up those positions because we are not upgrading ourselves to other components of the business. Marketing is just one aspect. There's also something called as operations. So ideally, we have to have a clear idea about every function of the business. Now when I talk about every function, like say you have HR, you have operations, you have marketing, and then you have a technical line of business, right? Every element is actually required for even one shop or be it 1,000 shop. Every element is required. Now, if as an optometrist, we don't or we are not aware of how to market ourselves, then we are actually somewhere missing the race. And we are at just first level of word of mouth marketing, or we are at just a little extended version of doing this pamphlet, newspaper ads, and all those, which I would say, we don't think anything beyond that. So it is always important for all of us to make sure that we upgrade ourselves, not just marketing, but I would also say, you have to know about different aspects of operations of the business. You need to also leverage or knowledge sharing from other independent practitioners, and this is how you will start growing your business. Nobody would want to start a business with one shop and end there. They would always want to grow.
That's right. Yeah, definitely.
So that's something which we need to introspect, each one of us, and we have to explore other options.
Correct. Yes. Just to give an example, OCI has a myopia awareness campaign going on. So when we started it, we didn't use any, just the Facebook and Instagram post, but that didn't reach the target audience how we wanted. So we used Meta, and now we are reaching lakhs and lakhs people out there, parents and kids, like the how we wanted. So that's the best use of marketing, even though we don't want any business out of that. It's just awareness
Exactly. And
Yeah,
that is where, goals, the goal here was to spread awareness on myopia.
right.
And, that is how you actually go about. So if your goals are clear, then you can leverage on what kind of marketing you want to do. And again, your basics will come in place. If you know about, okay, there are different level available in marketing, then you'll be able to, explore more of it.
True, true, very true. Okay, we'll take next question. Okay, what activity can we do to increase the word of mouth? Can you suggest any offers that we can create for the same? And how do we get existing patients or customers to refer more people at our practice?
See, ideally, there are two things here. Okay. One is just increase your Google reviews. So first, what you have to do is, if I don't know anything, I've not heard about this. First thing I would do is immediately after the call, I'll just go and register my, practice, clinic or outlet on Google. Okay. So it is listed on Google. So anybody wants to see my practice, it is available on Google. Now, anytime I have a good customer, generally the practice should be you encourage everybody to give a review so that you get a good good visibility. But if you have happy customers, at least request them to put review on Google in front of you. So what you have to do is Google review, now all these QR code and everything can be generated in no time. You have to just keep this QR code printed for easy access. people can scan it and then they can leave a review for you. The more review comes on Google, automatically, Google will also list your outlet. Let's say, for example, it's very simple. You have 100 stores within a vicinity, right? And within this 100 store, if Google is going to find a store which is with 100 reviews and the rating is 4.5, then this store will be listed as top. So if anybody is actually searching for optical near me or eye clinic near me or optometrist near me, your store will be listed first because of the reviews and because of your review rating. So you have to start, harping on this. The second one is like, again, conventional way. In conventional way, what you will do is you will try to make sure that all your customers are happy. For you, you will have to just look at unhappy customers because this is a business driver for even bigger corporates. Okay. Any customer who is not happy with your services, try to go above and beyond. Don't see as a profit and loss. Try to go above and beyond and try to give them the solution that is required. By this way, what you will do is you will actually not only make them loyal, but you will also ensure that this customer will refer more customers to you. So any troubleshoot case, any unhappy customer case, always make sure that that's an opportunity for you. Because even as me as a consumer, if I go to any store, if I want to buy a shirt, if I get it in one instant, I'm fine. Then I think of some other store. But if I go and a store is like, has given me a shirt which is not fitting me well, I go back and I expect solution for it and they do it for me. Then next time before going anywhere, I would say, let me go there and check if they have something which I'm looking for. And then if they don't have, I'll try outside. So this loyalty is something which is 10x, right? And if I were to take an example from our community as such, we always say that contact lens consumer are always loyal. Okay. So again, they will be loyal only when you actually make them sit on slit lamp, do some additional test, which only you have done. But if it is going to be like a contact lens consumer who is just buying product from you over the counter, then you have a high probability of losing this customer because then the price component will start playing and the optician or your colleague who is offering at a better price, customer will get pulled toward that because the only differentiator here was a price. It was not your service. So you will have to start thinking from those aspects.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, we'll take a few last questions and then we'll close because we have already passed.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Another question is, as an independent practitioner, what proportion of our capital should one put in a marketing so that we can compete with the companies who get their capital from the multiple investors?
Okay, so ideally, again, you can stick to what big corporates are also doing. They have their revenue goals, and to achieve their revenue goals, what they will do is they'll work backwards. So your business that will happen for a month, right? Now, whenever you're doing a marketing, you don't want to stay there. You want to grow. So when you want to grow, you will have to see, like, say, for example, I'll just take smaller numbers. Maybe you are already doing a very big number. But in number terms, say like I want to move from 1 lakh to 1,10,000. Okay. So I want to move from 1 lakh to 1,10,000. Now this is a 10% growth. Now to get that 10% additional business, you will have to plan an activity. Okay. And for that 10%, what kind of amount you are ready to invest? Maybe sometimes it is 100% of that, and sometimes it is 50% of it, which means I will spend a budget of 5,000 on my marketing to get this additional push. So you will have to do a reverse working. Or sometimes what happens is it's a flat, 1% of overall revenue that I'll be spending extra on marketing to have a boost of 10% additional in my business. So there are many rules, many metrics that is available in the marketing world that you can apply as a logic. And then based on what revenue in the final you want to arrive at, that can be taken into consideration. But if you ask me, just as a random thing, I would say if your business is doing really well, then you should be looking at 1%. If your business is on a growing trajectory already, then you should be looking at 2% because you would want to create awareness and really take advantage of your current situation because you're already growing. Stagnant business, you have to have a very clear approach in terms of data analysis and then take a call on how much you will spend on your marketing. So it will change from situation to situation. There are many parameters that you need to consider.
Okay. All right. Okay, there's another question. As a private practitioners, people go for the eye testing to, you, and then for the frame selection, the another, setup. So is there any solution? How can we retain those?
Okay. See, again, we will have to understand the root cause for this. Like, say, for example, yeah, you may have, you may have pricing competition always. So, is the price the only point that makes your customer go away from you? That is something that you need to explore. Second thing that you should really focus upon is, are you giving something additional as a service so that your consumer will not depend on the price, but they want to come to you, get that service done from you, and they are ready to pay for whatever is the price. So in one way, if I were to put it in terms like whether you are doing some additional tests that in your surrounding nobody is doing. Now that will give you an edge. Or maybe are you trying to be more competitive and you are actually trying to compete with any compete the price of the surrounding. That can be one way of looking at the whole thing. But moreover, if we are just going to think that there are this is, I'm not saying that everybody on the call has this mentality, but if we feel that bigger corporates are actually ruining the business, it is not the case. They may offer eye test for free. They may offer frames for free, lens for free, but generally your consumers will actually decide based on the experience that they get from you. So ideally, if you are able to take that clinically, or if you can service products which requires a more technical dispensing, these are the ways of looking at how you will anchor your I would say practice.
That's right.
But no direct competition. Basically, you cannot actually compete with the deep whole corporates. It is only about what is your goal, how you want to establish.
Right. Okay. Okay. I think the question has been asked by answered by Neha already. That how we can promote these spectacles in the tribal areas specifically. Okay. So I think the time to end the session. Thank you, Neha and Murtaza, for the lovely insights. And, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks for conducting this webinar. I would also like to thank all the participants for attending this webinar, and, your support and presence means to us. We genuinely appreciate your engagement. I would like to request Neha, you can put your, any contact details of OptoConsult me or any email ID in the chat box so that if anyone wants to connect with you directly, they can do that. Definitely. So thank you, Murtaza and Neha, for all the tips and tricks for the marketing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, OCI, for
Thank you,
this. Thank you
Harshada
for
and OCI, for conducting this session. Thank you and inviting us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.